Years ago, men and women of the Irish Citizen Army, the Irish Volunteers, and Cunnaman Amon went out to fight for an independent state, independent Ireland, free of British rule. They went out and fought for us, fought for you and me to be here now, to have this flag in front of me, to have the flag on my chest here, to have our freedoms. Basically, our freedoms to judge ourselves, the freedom to govern ourselves, the freedom to judge and make our own decisions, the freedom of a nation, the freedom of a sovereign independent state. And obviously the scenery happened today. It was limited. The public wasn't involved, and the president was involved. The Taoiseach was involved. And I just want to say, these men, these women sacrificed everything for us. And again, this is the thing that's forgotten about nowadays, and it's forgotten about in the school systems and everything like that. That it wasn't that they could go back. They couldn't come back to life or anything like that. The people who died in 1916, they sacrificed their whole life for the sake of this country, for us to be free. And that's something that, we need to remember, we need to keep at the full set of our mind. Because, it's something that's very noble, it's something that's very honourable. It is very honourable to sacrifice their lives so future generations will have the freedom. And it's something that we have to remember, and something that we always have to keep in our mind. And we always have to remember them. We have to remember their brave sacrifice and how heroically they fought against the mighty empire that ruled over nearly the whole globe. And they were heavily outnumbered. We have to admire this extreme courage and the extreme bravery. And as we hear now, 105 years on, we look around us in our country. And I don't know, and this is the thing I hate to be talking about now, but it's something that we have to talk about, and it's something that we do have to acknowledge, and I'm sure they would even take about in their peers and McDonough, they would take in heaven about it. That why, the situation that Ireland at the moment of time it's been worse. It is extreme times in this country. It's in the most extreme times since the Civil War. Everything's in bits. That's just putting it straight. And I don't know what they would say. I really don't know what the leaders of the people who died in 1916 for our freedom. I don't know what they would say about everything that's happening. I can name 100 things off the top of my head that they wouldn't be too pleased about, and one of them is the Irish people being homeless on the street. Many things that's happened in this country that they wouldn't have allowed. One thing that springs to mind, and we have to remember this, the O'Rahilly. He was shot and killed during the 1916 rising. And I talked about it before, his house was knocked down by developers, and nothing's been done about it. And again, this is what I'm talking about here. And this brings me on to my next point, Moore Street. They want to destroy. This government are hell-bound, and along with the developers, they're hell-bound in destroying everything that means something to us as an Irish people and as an Irish state. They're hell-bound, and I really mean they're hell-bound, because they didn't have to knock the O'Reilly house. There probably was a place down the road they could have went and built. They had nothing there. They wanted to destroy the O'Reilly house, and I might be honest with you. And it's just pure and simple. And again, this man spilled his blood. He lost his life. He fought and died for this country. At 1916, he was the only leader to be killed in the 1916 rising, during the rising. Not executed, obviously, like Connolly and Pierce. And that's his memory. His house was knocked. Nothing was done about it. The developers went in at 6:30 in the morning. Again, I hate to be bringing it up, but this is what I'm talking about. They're destroying our history, and this is what I'm saying, because they're trying to knock it out of the history books. Again, people forget. People forgetting their heroic sacrifices and what they did for us. Again, and what we have to do for them when they're in heaven at the moment. We have to remember them. We have to keep what they dreamed of, what they wanted for this country, their ambitions that they wanted to see, what they were sacrificing their lives for. We have to keep them alive. We're the only people alive that can do it. The Irish people have a mandate from them to keep this country going, to protect this country, and to keep it sovereign and independent no matter the costs. And these things that are happening around us, as Moore Street, they talk about knocking places on Moore Street, and and again the O'Reilly house, as I said there, it's a perfect example. we can't let it slip from the history books, and I keep saying it. And may God bless their souls, because so brave men, and that's all I say. So brave men and women. It's a pity that we don't have them now. It's a pity. It really is a pity, because there would be great leadership in these times. And may the West in ever peace. And I hope to have found peace, and hopefully, please God, things will turn around in this country, and hopefully, please God, that they can guide us through these turbulent times to a better future for this country. And please God, with their guidance, we can do it. But yeah, I just want to say, may God rest their souls, and it's because again, I always think about it, and I always think I have Padraig Pearse over there, as a bust head. I always think about everything that they done for this country, and they asked nothing back of us. And that's the only thing they asked of us, was to keep hopefully the dream. That's the only thing they had, or dream and the prayer that this country would see as freedom. And now more than ever, this freedom is on a thin blue line. And I would say to people, to always remember that, and to remember these men, and to remember these women. And as we mark, just as I'm going to leave here, again, I'm speaking off the top of my head, this is just a blank page here, where there's a bit of writing on it, just random, stuff. But as we leave here, remember that the War of Independence is nearly 100 years now, the War of Independence, so never forget them too, who fought for our freedom in the War of Independence. Never forget any of them, and to always keep them close to your heart and close to your mind. Thank you, and God bless Ireland.